Cardio versus weightlifting. Which one is the best for weight loss? Let's settle this right now. You don't want to spend hours doing the wrong thing. You have one goal, not a ton of time. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about cardio. Cardio is short for cardiovascular exercise. So think about running, dancing, hiking, swimming, biking. It's basically anything that elevates your heart rate, and it is great for burning calories, cardiovascular, so your heart health, and building endurance. I'm sure you've heard terms such as LISS or low intensity steady state cardio, or HIIT, high intensity interval training, or even medium intensity cardio. What you want to know is anything that elevates your heart rate means more calories burned. So cardio basically burns more calories than when you're at rest. But once you stop, so does the burn. And this is where weightlifting plays a major role. So let's talk about weightlifting. It basically involves lifting weights, so you can have dumbbell, barbells, even machine, cables, and also body weights. So yes, Pilates, yoga sort of count as resistance training as well. The primary goal here is to build muscle mass and strength. Unlike cardio, weightlifting has an after exercise burn effect. This is called excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. Essentially, it means that after you've done your workout, you're still burning some more calories. Whereas, as I just said, cardio doesn't do that. It's just because your body is working on rebuilding the muscle that essentially you have broken down during your weightlifting workout. Quick break. I've noticed that a lot of people who watch this channel are not subscribed, so please do so and help me reverse this analytics. It helps the channel more than you think. Let's get into the video. Right, so let's break this down for weight loss. As I said, cardio burns a lot of calories during the workout, not so much after, with the exception of HIIT workouts, so high intensity interval training. You burn a ton of calories during because your heart rate is so high, and even after you still continue burning calories, as opposed to LISS or medium intensity cardio that really doesn't do that. As soon as you're done, you're done. So if your primary goal is to create a big calorie deficit, then cardio is going to be for you because it does just that. But here is the catch. There is this thing called metabolic adaptation, meaning that the better you get and the more consistent you are with, let's say, running for 30 minutes 3 times per week, that's been your cardio, you are eventually going to get better at it. So your heart rate is not going to be as elevated. Maybe at first when you started, it would burn 300 calories, but now that it's not so hard for you, it's just gonna burn, I'm gonna say 200, 150 calories for that same exercise, just because you got better at it. You would need to do that cardio further if you're running, for example, or faster, to keep on having that heart rate elevated and burn more calories. Plus, if you solely rely on cardio, you may end up losing muscle mass as well, which would lower your metabolism, so you would need to do more and more cardio to actually burn calories and stay in that deficit. And trust me, you want to preserve your lean body mass. More on that in a second. I don't know about you, but after I do cardio, I'm gonna be absolutely starving that day, and sometimes the next day as well. So that means that you have to have your nutrition really dialed in and actually be really disciplined to stay in a deficit despite being really hungry after cardio. I'm sure you've seen the videos, oh, if you eat this donut, you'll have to do this amount on the Stairmasters or run this fast. Now, I don't like the fact that they present food as something that you either have to earn via exercise or have to burn, but the point still is you can't outrun a bad diet. Now, as I said, when it comes to weightlifting, the goal is to build that lean body mass or preserve it at least, especially if you are on a deficit. Before you say anything, no, you will not get bulky. I have been lifting weight for years now. Fairly sure I don't look like a bodybuilder. Trust me, you're not gonna get bulky, especially for women, really hard to build muscle mass. But the great thing with muscle is that it's metabolically active. At rest, the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn. So if you have a higher muscle mass percentage, you're gonna burn higher calories than someone who may be weighing the same as you but have less muscle mass. I really want you to realize that the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn at rest. And I mean, weightlifting also helps you shape the type of body that you want. Let's think about this hourglass type of figure. You would still need to train your glutes and train your back to really have this nice curves. And as I've mentioned, you have that sweet afterburn effect, so weightlifting is really helpful when it comes to burning calories. Alright, so let's settle this. What is the best approach when it comes to fat loss? Here is the truth. a combination of both. I know this is not what you wanted to hear, but at the end of the day, cardio helps you be in a deficit, and weightlifting help with building muscles, with also burning some calories, especially at rest, and it increases your metabolism. You'll be able to have that nicely lean toned body instead of skinny fat, which, as I said, could happen if you only rely on cardio. So you need a little bit of both. Now, I have an entire breakdown of my strategy on how I have been able to accomplish transformation like this, how my clients have been doing it. I'm gonna try to link it here so you can watch it. It's very in-depth. You'll know exactly what you have to do in terms of workout, in terms of nutrition, in terms of lifestyle, the 2-phase, all of that. So highly suggest you watch that. But here is a little bit of a breakdown of what you could do now. You want to think of cardio as a good ROI in terms of calories burned versus the time and effort it takes you to get there, especially HIIT. And weightlifting would be your metabolism boosting, sort of sculpting weapon. So here is what you could do. I highly suggest you do 2 to 3 full body workouts, ideally at the gym, so it's easier to do that progressive overload, aka when you lift a little bit heavier as you go. So that really helps with building your lean body mass. It shouldn't last you longer than 45 minutes, maybe 15 if you want to do some ab workout before, maybe some stretches before and after. Really don't need to go to the gym for that long. That would be anywhere between 4 to 8 exercises. I'm gonna say 3 sets and 12 to 15 reps. And you want to rest 60 seconds, maybe 90 in between. On top of that, you do 2 to 3 cardio sessions per week, 45, 60 minutes, whatever you enjoy. You know, if you like running, go for that. Hiking, biking, walking is fine as well. But since your heart rate is not as elevated, it doesn't burn as much calories as running for that same period of time. So if you hate all forms of cardio and want to just walk, I highly suggest you do 7 to 10k steps every day. That would be a good compensation for not doing any cardio. But I do think that everyone has a favorite type of cardio. You know, if maybe you prefer dancing, maybe it's swimming, cycling, I don't know, but I do believe that if you try enough forms of cardio, you're gonna end up finding one that you like. Now, third thing on that list, don't forget about your diet. As I've said, it's so key. You can't outrun a bad diet, so you want to be in a deficit. 15% is enough, and make sure it is high in protein, 1.2 to 1.8 grams of protein per kilo of body weight, just to make sure that you maintain your lean body mass, if not build it, which is going to be a great combo with the weightlifting part. At the end of the day, the best exercise for weight loss is going to be whatever you enjoy and whatever you see yourself doing after you've reached your dream body, because otherwise you're just going to go back to square one. Not what we want. So you really want to ask yourself, what do I like? Maybe some people really love yoga instead of weightlifting. Go do that. Other people love weightlifting and couldn't see themselves do yoga. Hi, that's me. I don't like it. Ask yourself, what do I like doing? What can I see including into my lifestyle? And go do that. And that was pretty much the end of this video. Again, if you're someone who wants to lose 20 plus pounds within 90 days, so roughly before the end of this year, without starving yourself, spending hours on a treadmill or cooking, without saying goodbye to your favorite food at every social event ever, and of course, without gaining the weight back right after, highly suggest you book a free consultation call with me below. Completely free, just to see if and how I can support you. And if I can, I'll just welcome you into my program. Again, I've done it myself, my clients are doing it, so why not you? That was pretty much the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. The usual like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!